Yes, people. Nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. It's much appreciated as always. Today, I've got a special guest on, BKFC 37 post fight, Mr. Teddy Brazier. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. How's things?
Yeah, good. Brand new, mate. To be fair, good.
How you feeling? You feeling good, yeah?
Yeah, all right. To be honest, yeah, I feel good, mate. To be honest, obviously, apart from the obvious, the swelling in the face, which
Did you have any breaks or anything, or was it just like swelling and bruising?
so Dave Round knows this. I rung Dave from Thailand 3.5, 4 weeks ago now. I broke my hand in training, sparring Darren Hendry, who obviously won at the weekend.
Yeah.
I broke my hand on his head in sparring as he stepped in. I caught him with a hook, and I got it scanned out there and fractured my knuckle. And I actually rung Dave from hospital out there and said, and he's like, "Are you all right? Are you going to be able to make the fight?" And to be honest, the fight was booked, and I knew I'd put so much into it, and like I didn't want to cancel the fight and then rebook it. The same thing can happen again. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, I've put in the hard work. I'm here now. I've made a lot of sacrifices. One reason or another. I just said to him, mate, I won't let you down. Simple as that. And I turned up. I made the decision to get in the ring, and look, I ain't sitting there making excuses. Fuck me. Fair play to him. But when I hit him and my hand went, I winced and I pulled a face. And he even said to me, you can see in the video, he's talking to me. He went, "You broke your hand, didn't you?" And his fucking confidence just went through the roof. If you listen to the commentary, they're saying, "Oh, Brazier's just cocking his hand. He's waiting to throw that big bomb." I wasn't. I was holding it, thinking, "Fuck, I can't throw it." And that's why I was holding it in a weird position because I was so sort of cautious of it. And that's when I went and got him in the clinch and started punching him in the clinch, which should have been my game plan from the start, really. Anyway, I was having shooting pains up my. I don't know if you can see, but like I was having shooting pains up my forearm in the clinch. And I was in agony with it, and I think I'm not sure whether you can hear the cornerman. My corner team, I said to him, I broke my hand, it's bad. And my cornerman Marley said, "Do you want this fucking fight or not? Do you want it or not?" And although I did, it fucking hurt. And it definitely puts you off. Do you know what I mean? But it's one of them things. It's the nature of the beast. We get in there and fight with no fucking gloves on. So what do you expect? Do you know what I mean? And I'd made the decision before I went into there. If I lost, then that'll be the end of the road for me. More just because I've made listen, fighting's cost me a marriage, it's cost me this, it's cost me that, it's cost me relationships. 10 years of it, do you know what I mean? And I've been to a top 2-weight world champion. I unified the welterweight belts in Bama. I was fucking British champion on all the smaller shows in England. And then to cool down, I had a couple of bare knuckle straighteners, at the end of my career. And, it's been great. I wouldn't change it. And Eric Ures said that a couple of weeks ago, and it's so relative to this. And it's if you enjoy the journey, how can you be disappointed with the destination? And I've loved every moment of it. Looking back, the same as the end of my MMA career, I started to think about what I was doing in a fight, and that was my big downfall. And in this fight, it was exactly the same. I was thinking, right, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll keep them at range, I'll use my boxing. Mate, in sparring in Thailand, people couldn't hit me. I was like a fucking big bald white Mayweather. Do you know what I mean? I was fucking all over the gaff, like loving it. And in there, I got it, and I just froze, and it just didn't come together at all. Whereas the Danny Christie fight, there was no game plan, there was nothing. It was just get in there and be me, and that's when I perform at my best. Hindsight's a beautiful thing, and if I was to do it again, I just would go in there and fight. Do you know what I mean? I would just go in there and just fucking. What's that?
Did you know? Because obviously I speak to you off camera as well, and I knew a while back that you'd hurt your hand. So did you know going into this fight that it was gonna go early? Your
Mate,
hand.
I tried hitting pads 4 or 5 days ago. I hit the pad once and was like, can't do it. So we were warming up with noodles. We've been eating noodles for 3-4 weeks. I was wrapping my hands and eating noodles. That's as much as I could punch. I knew it was going to go when I got in there. I just didn't realise how much it would hurt. And I didn't realise how hard his fucking head was. There's nothing in there. I'm telling you. The geezer has had concrete poured into his skull. He's fucking... And he just didn't... When I dropped him, I thought he's got to stay down from that. And he just got up and I just thought, oh, he's long. Dave Round, fighting Dave Round's one of them fights where, because of the fights he's took and his record, you know, he's a nice bloke. Don't get me wrong, I love him. He's fucking nuts and he's a real nice bloke. Everyone says he's a dickhead. All my fans are like, hey, he's a dickhead. I said, on camera, he acts a dick. That's his...
Yeah, he's a good lad.
That's his fucking model. Do you know what I mean? That's who he's always been. You get him off camera, he's the nicest bloke you ever meet. He's humble, he's nice. Sit there and talk to him and his missus, he's sound. But yeah, he's a long fight. So you know you're going to get a long night with him. You know he ain't got a big name. So if you beat him, it's not like you beat a big name. You know, it's just one of them fights. But when it got offered to me, I thought, fuck it, yeah, I know he's going to bring it. He knows I'm going to bring it. And we're going to go have a punch up. So, you know, the reason I know I'm done with my career, because I'm not that bothered.
Yeah.
I'm just content, you know. And I think, like, when you've lost your ego and you're not that bothered, what are you really fighting for? Because it ain't money, because you ain't getting a ton of money. Do you know what I mean? The reason I fought him and I wanted to fight, I thought if I beat him, I'd get to... Danny Christie is going to win that title. I'm telling you now, he's going to beat that fucking Anthony Holmes around the ring. Danny Christie's made for BKFC. He's fucking a top bloke. He's hard as cunt and he can box. Do you know what I mean? works on his clinch and he's going to be unbeatable. He's going to smash that Holmes to pieces. And I wanted to rematch him, to be honest, more for the excitement, because everyone would love to see that fight again, and it'd be for a title, so it'd be lovely. But you know, now I've lost to Dave Round. You know, I don't deserve to fight him. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If they rung up and said, fucking Anthony Holmes has been injured, you've got 2 weeks, are you ready? Oh, I'm fucking there. You know, I'm there. I'm going to be staying fit. I've got some big charity runs coming up. 25-mile man versus coast run I'm doing with my best mate, Matt Seedle, Marine. So I'm going to be fit, don't get me wrong, and I'll be fit enough to jump in there with anyone at last minute. But as far as my fighting career, it's over. Do you know what I mean? I'm focusing on... I've got some real big opportunities coming up, building, and this, that, and the other. I don't want to disclose too much right now, but got some real interesting things going on. I'm going to be doing health retreats for mental health retreats in Thailand for lads with PTSD. You know, like I said, I got into this sport as a coping mechanism for my PTSD when I got discharged from the army. And I feel like now I need to give back a little bit and, you know, some good karma and all that jazz. And, you know, open up to everyone else what helped me. So, you know, with the gym that I work with in Thailand, I'm going to be setting up mental health retreats out there just to keep me in the gym and keep me in the loop and shit like that. So, you know, you'll see all that shit over my social media and that. But as far as training day in and day out, you know, I'm not starting at the bottom. I'm 37 years old. I don't want to have to fight for the right to fight for a title, if that makes sense. You know, it's been exciting. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking some ups, downs, sideways.
Yeah, I bet if the right offer comes along, though, I bet you'd sharp take it, mate.
I'm a fighter. I'm a fucking paratrooper. Don't get me wrong. Like, if someone rung me up and someone calls me out for a straightener, if it makes money, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm not fighting for peanuts, and I'm not sacrificing any more time with my family and my loved ones for fighting. I've done it for long enough. And mate, do you know what? It's unfair. My sister looked at me and like, you're done. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's sick of fucking wiping the blood off my face and that at the end of the night. You know, it's unfair on everyone else. Do you know what I mean? As well. So I've had a good innings. It's been amazing. I've got the best fans ever, mate. I fucking fight in Wembley. I get 300 people. My local people come and support me. Even at the weekend, I had people drive down from Manchester. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a long way to come and watch someone fight. Do you know what I mean? And people has been behind me for years and supported me from being medically discharged from the army up to current date. And I just think, you know, I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. You know, I'm grateful. Dean Amazinger fucking took me from being suicidal to fighting for world titles. You know, Eddie Cohn's had my back from day one. You know, I've had so many coaches come and go. You know, Eric Uresk has fucking opened my world up. Do you know what I mean? And made me into the man I am today with his mental support and stuff. You know, but like I said, it's cost me a lot. The career has cost me a lot. It's cost me marriages, which has then in turn cost me lots of money. You know, and just time and it changes the way you are as well. When I'm in fight camp, mate, I want to fight everyone. I don't want to get on with anyone. Do you know what I mean? It changes me as a person, and I think now I'm just want to be a bit calmer and a bit more chilled. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So are your plans to stay in the UK?
No. So I've just got land in Thailand, so I'm going to be doing bits in Thailand.
Nice.
Building houses in Thailand. So I'm going to be between England, Portugal, and Thailand, basically. So yeah, I don't plan to be in the UK, mate. It's not good for me mentally, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, the grey fucking environment and everything that comes with being in England, just it's not really built for it. I love Thailand and I love the atmosphere and how it makes me feel as a person. So that's sort of the route I'm going to be going down.
Yeah, quality, man. Do you still speak to many of your paratrooper mates who we were in the army with and that? Do you do much with them?
Do you know what I do? Yeah, I do, mate. I do. I literally speaking to Josh Rainey earlier on, funny enough. Lads would come and watch me at the weekend. A load of the Irish Guards come and watch me at the weekend. Yeah, Steve Mulhoy and Jimmy Eaton and them boys, you know what I mean? They still come and watch me fight and support me. Do you know what I mean? So I've got a right good network of people, and through fighting I've met some amazing people. Do you know what I mean? Some really fucking to do well people. Do you know what I mean? I've met scumbags. I've met fucking multi-millionaires. Do you know what I mean? And one thing we've all got in common is respect a warrior, right? Do you know what I mean? And we can respect like what it takes to get in the ring. And you know, fighting has definitely changed my life for the better, and I owe it. Do you know what I mean? I owe it a big thing. So that's why I want to give something back, and you know, stay in the mix, and you know, get people in the gym and show them what it can do for you mentally. Do you know what I mean? Because with all the medicines and bullshit and pills and all that they try and get you on, mate, there's nothing better than getting in the ring or getting in the gym and testing yourself as a man, as a human being. Do you know what I mean? Just pushing your body to the limits. And you know, if you've got the bollocks to get in the ring at the end of it, then fair play to you and test yourself as a man. You know, so I sort of want to give some of that back and help lads that are up for it and that want to do it, basically. Not so much as coaching general public, but most definitely people that need the help. Do you know what I mean? Like lads with mental health issues and stuff.
Yes, are you going to like train people who are going to be competing in that as well, or not really?
No, not so much. Like, don't get me wrong. If I'm asked to be like Ty Emery, I spoke to her today. She's obviously fights for BKFC. She's a nut job, and she gives me fucking right good energy and vibes and buzz, and I do the same for her. Do you know what I mean? So I might possibly be cornering her in America, but you know, I won't be coaching day to day, if that makes sense. Unless it is for mental health or something like that, you know, because that's where my heart is. Do you know what I mean? Basically.
Yeah, quality, mate. And the whole BKFC, the whole bare knuckle thing as a whole, how's it been? Have you thoroughly enjoyed it?
Mate, I've enjoyed it a lot. Mate, it's fucking...
What's the good point of it, and what's the bad point of it?
The bad points is like the Tierney fight at the weekend, mate. You can be winning and takes one on the chin and you're fucking over. It's like me and the Danny Christie fight. mate, it fucking can be. It can. The tide can change so quick. The reason, like I don't want to be getting injured. Like fucking, you've got to be prepared to be injured. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be prepared to be breaking your hands and fucking this, that, and the other, and looking like this. It's like it's a savage sport. But at the same time, it is the most exciting thing that's happened since the UFC started. And give it 2 years, it's going to be bigger than the UFC. I'm telling you. Like, look at the names they're getting involved, and like these boys are coming out of retirement. They know it's a good thing, and it's it's good for everyone. It's not like men that are into martial arts are into UFC and they can watch it and they can appreciate the grappling and the wrestling and stuff like that. But a lot of women are like, fuck this, it's rolling around on the floor. The uneducated are like, oh, what are they hugging each other for? Do you know what I mean? And UFC in particular, high level MMA, I think they play to the rules a lot more. And even boxing, look at Mayweather, he turns his back when he wants to break. Do you know what I mean? Whereas BKFC, mate, it is fucking...
Turn your back, you're getting fucking punched in the back of the head.
Ref, like, I'll give it to the ref. Really good ref. Different ref. Like, I wish that was the ref I had in the first fight with Danny Christie, because I feel like the ref that I had, Danny Christie, fucked the fight, to be honest. But the ref at the weekend, he was great. I was in the clinch. He was like, "Come on, boys, keep working." And I was like, "Yeah, this is it." Do you know what I mean? Like, other than having a broken hand, and every time I hit him, it's fucking killing me. He was a great ref, and he wanted to see a good fight. He made some really good calls. I could sit here and argue, going, "Oh, I weren't out." Do you know what I mean? He knew. He see people's eyes go. Even the Tierney fight, I know he said people saying he didn't get along enough and all that, but they know when your eyes go. A good ref knows when you're out, and he knows when your eyes go. And he's made some really, really good calls. I worked with the doctors out the back of that, and I heard him speaking to some other lads that had real bad cuts, and he's like, "I'm not dealing with it, straight to hospital." I think the crew was amazing. The BKFC, like behind the scenes medics and that, were spot on at the weekend, and that's what the sport needs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's because some shows, like the fighters have to go to get stitched up themselves and that, don't they? Like,
yeah, we don't like. I've got a couple of stitches in my face, and they were doing like some stitches, but definitely ones that you would want done by a plastic surgeon doctor. They were like, "Right, go to hospital, boys. Go to this hospital," and they were just making the right calls. I just felt like I've been around the game 10 years. I've been on the highest shows, been on the lowest shows, and I've sort of seen it all. Do you know what I mean? I've been there, done it, and I felt like they got it right. They got it right. Some real good decisions were getting made. Good referee, good medics, and that, and that's what the sport needs to give it a good name. And I just feel like it's going to be massive. I'm a bit gutted that I'm not going to be around to be part of it. But
are you still going to get involved, or like show your face at the shows and that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Especially the American ones and stuff like that. Big shows. I'll definitely be ringing up for some free tickets and make my face known. Look, I'll have 6 months off and I'll be training, and someone will call my name out, and as long as the numbers make, I'm sure I'd say fucking yes. But as it stands and the things I've got to focus on in my life, it's definitely an end of a chapter, end of an era. I'm tired. Do you know what I mean? I just want to go and concentrate on what I'm doing and give that the effort that I give MMA. If I give my businesses the effort that I give MMA, mate, I'll be rich in no time. And that's the honest answer. I'll be a millionaire by the time I'm 40, and that's the plan.
I wish you the best of luck with it as well, mate. And also, what a fucking great story, mate. Yeah. Like, obviously, I've watched your other podcasts and things like with Danny and that. Heard a bit more of your story than just the fighting, and me, mate, what a story, man.
Yeah, mate, I fucking army, then MMA, and then bare knuckle boxing. It's like I deserve the rest. I deserve some walks on the beach and just fucking be able to eat what I want for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking, I've been for 20 years, mate. Do you know what I mean? 20 years of fucking either getting shot at, shooting at people, fighting. Do you know what I mean? It's just like I'm just so confrontational. My life is about being confrontational, and now I just want to have a relationship and be able to get on. Do you know what I mean, with people and fucking wind down a little bit, because I'm so highly strung and just want to fucking kill people all the time.
But you just need to fucking kick back now, mate, relax and chill out, my brother.
Yeah, wicked.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us, bro?
Nah, man, just like watch this space. You know what I mean? I've got, everyone says that I'm retiring and going on to bigger and better things, but genuinely, there's going to be some real interesting things coming up, fitness wise. Obviously, we've got big long runs for charity and stuff like that. And then, there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm doing for fighters, like lads that are struggling with mental health and stuff like that. So yeah, there's loads going on. Just stay tuned. Obviously, get onto my Instagram, TB Champ, because no one can take that away from me. I've still got my fucking belts. I'm still going to be a 2-weight champ, and I'm happy to retire to retire knowing that. And just stay tuned, and hopefully everyone will still be entertained with the shit I've got going on.
Yeah, well, hopefully, mate, it's not the last that we see of you. But if it is, I congratulate you, mate.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate your support.
Thank you as well for obviously keeping us all entertained, mate, with great fights and that.
Sweet, brother. Nice one.
But we'll definitely we'll stay in touch, mate, like always.
Yeah, man, cool.
And we'll catch up with you every now and again, innit, bro?
Yeah, man, I appreciate your support. Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Not a problem, mate. Speak soon, my brother.
Take care.
Ta-ra, mate. Nice one, people. What a guy, man. What a guy Mr. Teddy Brazier is. Top man, Teddy, great listening to your story. Take care, mate. He's getting bare love in the comments, like Teddy. He's a lovely bloke as well, man. Spoke with him for a while now. It's always like giving me the time of day and that. All the very best for your future. Big up Ross from In the Red Corner podcast. Ludon, awesome, take care. Rick Doherty, warrior. But yeah, people, it's sad to see Teddy, I was going to say hang the gloves up there, but what do you say? There's nothing to hang up, is there? But yeah, what a story, man, and what a career. Hopefully we'll still be seeing him in the scene and that, staying involved, and hopefully coming back for a big payday or something. But appreciate everybody tuning in there. Got another podcast coming on very soon with Jack Draper, so stay tuned. And I'll be back on soon. Jack Draper's going to be telling us about his fight on Saturday, BKFC 37. Big up Danny Christie. Our Wooly, your Wooly, a Board's Wooly. What the? Peter NUFC, Manchester, In the Red Corner podcast again, Ross, Donna Taylor, Peter, the Carlisle crew, the real Danny Christie again, Peter NUFC. Dan's down. Big up everyone. See you in a minute.